across Ladakh in 1931, where ice and earth were alive. In April 1931, Captain C.E.C. Gregory planned to spend time shooting in the Hanle district of Ladakh before traveling to Phobrang and crossing into Chinese Turkestan via the Aksai Chin. Leaving Srinagar on April 12th, he passed through Leh and arranged with Bishop Peter of the Moravian Mission to send porters and supplies for the crossing to Phobrang. Upon arrival there, he learned that his passport for Central Asia had not yet arrived and might not come at all. He went shooting around Dakpo Karpo and the Changchenmo, and on his return to Phobrang received a wire stating that the passport had been dispatched from Nanking on May 29th. Expecting it to reach Leh by July 5th, he decided to return to Leh and take the shorter Karakoram Pass route, instructing that the passport be sent to him by special runner. On June 23rd, he left Leh, mapping the Chong Kumdan Glacier and Shyok Lake before continuing to Daulat Beg Oldi near the Karakoram Pass. After waiting for the passport, his supplies ran low. His caravan leader refused to fetch more from Sugat, forcing him to turn back. On June 28th, Gregory left Aksai, the last village in the Nubra Valley. No one had crossed the Saser Pass that year, and locals said it was still deep in snow, unfit for ponies. With 3 permanent porters and 6 hired locally, he met Yarkandi caravans in the Thulan Buti defile who reported difficulty crossing the pass, having lost animals and abandoned baggage. Gregory left his animals at Skyangpo Che and advanced with porters, halting at the first lakes. Planning to cross early next morning, he found at midnight that the snow was frozen and the moon bright, but the porters refused to start due to the cold. By 5 a.m., it was snowing heavily, and they stayed put. On July 3rd, after morning snow cleared, they crossed the 8 miles to Saser Bransa in 8 hours. On July 4th, he moved up the Shyok Valley to Chong Kumdan Glacier, from where the snout of Chong Kumdan lay across the valley like a bar of silver. The Shyok River was shallow, about a foot deep at the ford. On July 5th, Gregory climbed about 1,000 feet above the right bank for the best view. The Shyok Lake stretched 10 miles long and up to 1.5 miles wide, fronted by 3 miles of ice pinnacles. Later, camping at the north end, he found the lake rising 6 to 7 inches daily, its surface 35 to 40 feet below the highest erosion mark, indicating it would reach high water level by winter. Downstream of the glacier's snout, the Shyok riverbed was dry. The Chong Kumdan Glacier formed one branch of a Y, meeting the Shyok Valley below. The ice front against the lake was about 1,500 yards wide, with pinnacles 60 to 80 feet high extending 3 miles. The snout stood about 90 feet high where holding the lake, possibly 200. The glacier lacked dead lateral moraine with ice pressed against steep cliffs. A small terminal moraine lay below, and a channel from the 1929 outburst acted as a central drain. Gregory judged that with little percolation, the lake was likely to overtop or burst the barrier in August 1932. He advised future visitors to approach via the right bank from Saser Bransa, camp near the snout, and cross early, avoiding cliffs on the left bank due to stonefall risk, and leaving the glacier by 8 a.m. to avoid falling ice and stones. Photographs from 1928 to 1931 showed that the glacier had degenerated. Pinnacles had reduced, moraine had advanced to the lake's edge, and the dam face had shifted from convex to straight or concave. The snout had broken into detached pinnacles with moraine interspersed, indicating a regular retreat. The highest surface point had shifted, suggesting release of pressure. The 1929 outburst channel had healed by 1930, then reopened in 1931, again draining surface meltwater. Height estimates varied. Ludlow in 1928 guessed 200 feet, Gunn in 1929 about 500, Gregory in 1931 about 90 at the snout, with dam depth possibly 200 feet. The editor concluded that degeneration made a catastrophic burst in 1932 unlikely. Gregory, however, doubted that percolation could remove so much water, noting his own crossings of the Shyok in July showed steadily rising levels, though not exceptionally high downstream. He wondered if percolation began soon after he left the area.